All right, everyone, the prophecy continues to unfold with the death of the legacy media. Bill O'Reilly left Fox News, of course, over sexual harassment allegations, and started a podcast, which is basically a cheap knockoff of his own former show on Fox. But after he talked, I think what happened is he talked to Glenn Beck and learned about how to do stuff online. And Glenn Beck said, why don't you start your own network, sort of like I did? You certainly have the money to do so. You've got millions of hardened fans that'll follow you there. You could probably chip away at Fox News. I mean, look, they're floundering. He probably said, well, The Blaze is picking up extra viewership after having a lull there for a while over the Trump issue because Fox News is jettisoning support. These other cable networks are trying to gobble up conservative pundits in order to compete for those people that no longer watch Fox because Bill's gone, or Glenn Beck's gone, or Megyn Kelly's gone, or because the network's just a pile of steaming shit. It's dying. And so other networks are going to have to pick that up. They're going to have to grab up those viewers. What better way to do that than to have one of the higher-rated individuals who was ever on Fox, namely Bill O'Reilly, whatever you think of him in a moral sense, create his own internet-only network. And this is the way forward for these pundits. Take Bill O'Reilly's advice. Take Glenn Beck's advice if you're a pundit on one of these networks. Doesn't matter if the network is doing well now, by the way. You're like Maddow, you're on MSNBC or CNN. Those networks are dying. There are a decreasing number of people who really give a damn about cable news, to the point at which they're bundling streaming services on YouTube and other sites to try to make ends meet. And in today's frenetic politicking, the other problem is that advertisers constantly get browbeaten by people to maintain, to toe the PC line, whether it's left or right. We've seen it on both ends. We certainly saw it on Fox. We saw it with Hannity. We're certainly seeing it now with Megyn Kelly on NBC. We certainly saw it with Bill O'Reilly. Advertisers are being targeted by people for sort of bombardment every time somebody steps out of line and says something culturally unacceptable. Kathy Griffin suffered the same fate. Bill Maher, who managed to hold on to his position, nonetheless suffered under similar circumstances. What you've got is a highly PC culture where it doesn't matter if the person professes to be conservative or liberal. These networks are extremely vulnerable because of the way in which they garner their money, namely advertisements and political kickbacks from the establishment. That's collapsing. And what the internet world needs to do is take a leaf out of the book of Sirius, out of satellite radio. The idea originally that people would pay for sort of the less ad or ad-free style of material on Sirius, people thought it was a joke. People thought, this is never going to work. Howard Stern and all these, they're going to basically, they've ruined their careers. Sirius will collapse. Terrestrial radio is the way to go because people don't want to hear all that crap. And of course, that's choked with advertisements. Yeah, it's kind of sort of free, but they dwell in the land. It's sort of like TV. TV has more commercials now. And those advertisers are vulnerable to sort of public discourse and people getting together and launching petitions and sending out mass emails and harassment and all of these other things. The cable model doesn't work. The internet model does, though. You create a network. You're Bill O'Reilly. You create a network and say, oh, for $1.99 a month or whatever, you can hear the show. And we're going to bundle it with material from all these others. So you create a collective and then you sell it to people. And there are less ads or it's ad-free. You have your own network, therefore free speech reigns. You don't have to care about people's opinion of what you're saying. That is the way forward. That is increasingly what's going to be on the internet. Collectives of individual arranged into networks on one end, independent content creators using social media on the other end. Now, I think the two can coexist peacefully, because it's not a big problem. It's already been going on. It hasn't really spawned problems. The big problem right now for both partitions of the internet, for both these smaller networks, what Bill O'Reilly's talking about, certainly Glenn Beck, Drudge, something like that. The big problem for them and for social media is attempts at censorship being sponsored by the corporate legacy media. Right now, the legacy media, because it's hemorrhaging support, they want to crack down on their competitors. It's like when Megyn Kelly says, I want to give a fair interview to Alex Jones. They are directly in competition. Therefore, no fairness can possibly reign. And if you see clips from this interview, it's a hit piece. Quite clearly, 100% hit piece. The very intro, oh, Sandy Hook, and people think he's crazy, and here's him ranting and saying weird shit. Yes, that's a fair and honest interview, and I'm sure it would have been fair and honest if Alex Jones hadn't come out to say, oh yeah, I've got audio of the pre-discussion where she assures me it's going to be fair. No, it has nothing to do with that. It was a hit piece all along, and he knew it. So I was right. Bill O'Reilly is going to join the likes of Glenn Beck in attempting to chip away at the support of Fox News. An easier task now that they've lost millions of viewers and tens of millions of dollars, and they're slipping in the ratings. Now, the ratings for all of these networks were already declining anyway, though. Nobody wants to talk about that. None of the cable networks will ever say, yeah, we're, MSNBC, oh, we're number one on TV news now, even though we're still declining because the overall viewership is declining. People want interactive content. And something like that, where O'Reilly gets together with a bunch of other conservative eggheads, maybe a token liberal or libertarian, maybe he drags Stossel onto his program. That would actually make it worth people's while just to have Stossel there, maybe. If they end up going rogue and create their own network, they become part of the alt media. And I'll say this as well, and this is in all fairness. If somebody who was formerly a member of the pundit class decides to say, fuck the advertisers, screw the cable networks, I'm making my own network, it'll be monthly payment based, we won't have to rely upon corporate ads, we'll have enough money, we can do our own thing, we can be independent. I welcome that. I think that's a good thing. These are the people that are in a position to expose all the wrongdoing of these cable networks, by the way. What we should be hoping for is that Bill O'Reilly starts his network, does well enough so he can get word out there. Oh yeah, so-and-so on CNN snorts coke every day. Here's a video clip of that I took 10 years ago. Oh yeah, the CEO of this company is in bed with Saudi Arabia. Oh, this person over here is like a pervert, just constantly does weird things, fumbles around under the desk and stuff. Now, Bill O'Reilly couldn't really do much about that, exposing people would call him a hypocrite. But you get the idea. These people, properly run, these networks can do very well. The Blaze has proved that, and The Blaze is like a lesser alt media network. Glenn Beck is nuts, but he still does well. The Blaze still is just perfectly fine compared to his former station at Fox. Yeah, he's pulling in a fraction of the audience, but he's independent. He can say what he wants to say. Then all you need to do is market yourself. That's the glory of social media. Social media, it's like zero investment. You throw yourself out there like I am with the Wolves. You put yourself out there. You put your opinions out there. You have to know how to market yourself. You have to go it alone for a lot of stuff. You have to have some degree of talent in order to make it in social media. For a former pundit, though, who's already got name recognition and, $100 million expendable dollars, they'll just create their own network. They don't even need to rely on social media. Now, there is some importance to it even for them, though. You'll notice the Blaze still has a Facebook page. The Blaze, Glenn Beck still tweets and so forth. You still have to use some degree of social media and other sites in order to bolster your content, because that's where the bulk of people get most of their material from. And even the cable news has realized this. They all have Facebook pages. They have YouTube pages. You know what YouTube should do? Shut down their pages because they've already got a streaming service. Say, no, you're not going to be putting clips from Fox or MSNBC on YouTube. You've already got a streaming service. Aren't you breaching your own copyright or something by doing this? We're going to shut your pages down and you be streaming. We're compartmentalizing YouTube now. Independent content creators can have YouTube channels. You have a streaming service that you're already part of. You don't need a YouTube channel. If your pundit wants a YouTube channel, okay, that's fine, but the network doesn't need one. And they'd best not be putting clips from that. They can make independent videos on there. Don't be dumping a bunch of clips on their pages either. That's what they should be doing. And compartmentalizing social media a bit would probably cause it to be a lot better. Because then the independent content creators don't have direct competition from the networks. The networks are off-site as well. They don't have competition necessarily from the independent content creators either. It would actually be beneficial for both parties. Meanwhile, we all need to focus our effort on destroying the legacy media. Cancel your newspaper subscriptions. Do not watch cable news TV. If you must refer, as some of us do because we keep getting harassed by people who say, you don't have a link, therefore it's not real. Or you have a link only to alt media, so it's not real. I want to see a link from the cable news networks because I trust them. So I'm willing to put it in the description. Archived, though. That way they're not getting any ad revenue from it. We need to use archive.is and similar sites. Always use them. Never talk about an article from CNN, MSNBC, Fox, wherever it is, without archiving it first. Never link it anywhere on the internet without putting it in to archive it. It takes a few seconds. Yes, okay, you got delayed 10 seconds during your day. It's worth it. The more people do this, the more money they're starved for, the more likely they are to come to heel. We can bring them to heel, as Hillary Clinton would say. All we have to do is make it very, very difficult for them to make ends meet if they don't clean up their act. If they want to move online and do streaming services, I don't really care if they do that. I don't care if YouTube offers cable news TV repackaged in digital form for you to watch on your computer by paying, what is it, $5.99 a month or whatever it is. I don't feel any competition from them because most people, they've already fled to social media. They already don't watch cable news. It's not like their audience is going to grow just because it's there. What person do you know that's like in their teens or maybe early 20s who says, yeah, I'm going to buy this streaming service. I'm such a Fox News addict. I really need to see CNN. There's no need to. It's pointless. Nobody trusts them. This is how the legacy media dies. That same outrage aimed at advertisers over sexual harassment, non-PC speech, this drives the pundit class out of the legacy media. They go online, they start their own networks, they take a chunk of their audience with them. That's step one. Step two is that networks that for years have been really hyper-partisan, Fox seen as hyper-conservative, MSNBC, CNN far left, they're absorbing one another's lesser pundits and trying to also attract lesser pundits from online, thereby denigrating the partisanship that's actually keeping them afloat. It's the only thing that's keeping them going. It's the only thing that's keeping these networks alive. Newsprint, too. The New York Times starts allowing op-eds from conservative. Everybody loses their goddamn minds because their regular leadership, they don't want to see conservative opinions. Some conservative rag hires some token liberal. You know, it'd be like if Fox News hired a dozen liberals and decided, oh, for 4 hours a day, all we're going to have is liberal programming now to make it actually fair and balanced. And I think they gave that slogan up. What do you think the average Fox News viewer would think? What the hell's going on here? Now, I'm going to go join Bill O'Reilly's network. I'm just going to go on YouTube. I'm going to listen to somebody on there. Go listen to the Hugh Hewitt show or something like that. I'll go listen to Ann Coulter's podcast. That's what they're going to do. Legacy media is falling apart. It's so funny, and it's so good for our country. I'm excited. I'm happy about this. It's not a bad thing. No, screw these corporations. They're for profit. They lie to you. They take government propaganda. That's all they do. That's their purpose. Their stated purpose is to lie to you. Oh, we're going to tell you what you should believe in, you stupid peasants. I'm going to tell you why we should have another war for Raytheon or for Boeing. I'm going to tell you to hate other people for no reason. Just don't hate us in the pundit class. I get $10 million a year to lie to you people, but just exonerate me because I pretend to have a similar political affiliation. Oh, don't worry, I voted for Donald Trump, says some conservative pundit who doesn't want to lose their job. Oh, don't worry, I'm a shill for Hill, says the liberal. Yeah, I certainly didn't. I didn't vote for Bernie in the primaries. Please leave me alone and don't attack my advertisers. They have to walk on pins and needles because they also get overseen by the FCC. Anything that they say can and will be used against them. All you need is for one pundit to go off the rails for a moment on a live broadcast. The FCC fines him $1 million. That doesn't happen online. The FCC is not going to come headhunting after me and try to fine me because I say damn it, or because I say someone is crazy, or because I say the FCC sucks, which it does. Shouldn't even, if you wanted cable news to prosper, you'd get rid of the FCC altogether. We don't even need it. It's just a worthless bureau. You wouldn't have Clear Channel if you wanted terrestrial radio to do well. But yes, these former pundits, when they get kicked off for one, terrible thing or another, start your own networks. You'll also gain a little bit of respect because you're putting the screws to the legacy media. All your fans that used to be part of that network potentially are following you online. Good. Yeah, it'll hasten their death. I'd much rather deal with independent, much smaller, larger number of much smaller networks that are not as easily controlled to be used for propaganda, that are not as reliant on corporate advertisements, that don't have to restrict their own speech, in all honesty, nearly as much. I would much rather see that kind of press than what we have on cable news, where you get a handful of companies that control everything. You've already got more alt media firms, not even talking about independent content creators, not even talking about some person who just has like a webcam. They have a YouTube channel, they tweet constantly. Not even that. I'm talking about just the new wave of the business press is already far more vast. Hundreds and hundreds of sort of organizations in it already, and more being spawned as some of these people get alienated by cable news. And that's better. It's a better way to get your news. You can you certainly have more diverse opinions to choose from, and they're less censored. They're also interconnected with other social media. It can be directly criticized or applauded by people who do just have a YouTube channel, a Facebook page that they admin. It's much more accountable. But not accountable in the sense of, oh, we have to censor ourselves or our advertisers will flee. Accountable in the sense that people can directly interact with it, and therefore they can directly criticize or applaud it depending on their opinion. That's about all. Peace out.